Oi! I was just vibing out to that intro music. The intro music was everything. Can we replay it again? Welcome, right? It's just gone 7 o'clock. I'm Tyler from KISS, and welcome to this special Kickstart edition of Opportunity Hour from the Prince's Trust. Now, today is all about giving you expert advice to help you find work. All right. Now, throughout the show, we're going to hear how Kickstart works, the kinds of jobs on offer, and how the Prince's Trust can support you, whether you're looking to build your confidence or help finding a job, whatever it may be, right? There's going to be a lot going on the show this evening. Work coaches, Homebase, Lad Bible, and the amazing Dominique from the Prince's Trust will be giving their expert advice on landing your perfect job. And we want you to get the most out of this, all right? So you might be sitting there, feet up with a couple, cup of tea and snacks and stuff. That's fine. But get commenting as well. If you've got any burning questions, then slide on into the comment section. You can see it like just to the right of the screen. Slide in the DMs, okay? Don't be shy on this occasion, all right? This is that like weird type of event which we're not used to, but we have been like quite used to for the past year and a bit, okay? Like zoom in on the top half, yeah? And best believe, like, look what, I've got my Crocs from home on the bottom half. So we're comfy, yeah? That's how we're moving comfy. Sitting there, zoom in on the top half, in your boxers on the bottom half. I do actually have I do have trousers on. I'm not trying to paint that picture in your head this evening. All right. So there may be the odd technical hitch here and there because obviously we're zooming. We're here live on this software. So bear with us. I might need to hotspot the whole thing in a minute because the Wi-Fi keeps dropping out. But we've got a trusty team behind the scenes as well. Rebecca, Jake, Ian, Emily, like so many people making this opportunity hour work. Jake is actually pressing the buttons and can shut me off at any minute. So great work, Jake. Just being really nice to him, just so he don't shut me off. But listen, by the end of this session, you will come away feeling like you have the tools you need to take that next step. The Trust is here to help you, so don't hesitate to get in touch, get involved on the chat section as well, right throughout the show. Speaking of which, on with the show right now. I am joined by an unreal panel today. Say hello, everyone. Just doing a little wave at the camera. Yeah, that's it. When you first join the meeting, it's like hi. It's like the magpies from Madagascar. It's mad. Welcome. Yeah. Right. Before we officially meet you all, though, let's hear a little bit about what exactly Kickstart is and how it can help.
Can the Kickstart scheme help you? The Kickstart scheme is helping a wide range of employers create thousands of government-funded job placements for young people. Who is it for? It is for 16 to 24-year-old universal credit claimants who need additional work experience to improve their chances of getting a job. How will it help me? The job placement will last for 6 months, and while you are on it, you will get paid at least 25 hours a week at the national minimum wage, or national living wage, depending on how old you are. What else is in it for me? In England, you may be able to progress onto an apprenticeship with the same employer. The employer will support you to improve your chances of getting a permanent job. This support would be tailored to you and might include developing your skills in the workplace, career advice, help with CV writing and preparing for interviews. The Kickstart scheme is an example of the support available to you through your job centre. Speak to your work coach to discuss what might best suit your needs.
Okay, now that all sounds pretty straightforward, but let's hear from some people who have been there, done that, and got the T-shirt. Let's say hi to our panel. We have got Connor, Will, and Phoebe. Guys, how you doing?
Hello, you okay?
Yeah, doing good, thanks.
Yeah, wicked. That Thursday energy coming through. So listen, you guys are all going through Kickstart right now. What would you say to the audience watching here? Like, Connor, do you rate it?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. There's nothing really more achievable and nothing more great that you can actually achieve from this course. It's just incredible in every single way possible. The people, the actual atmosphere, everything about it is incredible.
Phoebe, what are the sort of things that you've got out of it?
Wow, that is, I could answer that question for a whole hour. What have I got out of it? So much learning. I've learned so much. And, it turns out the more you learn, the more you find out that you don't know much. And so I've found out about things I didn't even know existed. And that's been the biggest thing. I had a past. My past job was in media, so I thought I knew a lot. But I'm learning so much more about how social media works and being able to do casting for shows and all sorts of cool stuff like that.
Amazing. It sounds like you've almost like gone into a job thinking that you know it all or just know some of it. And then all of a sudden it's like, wow, I didn't know actually there was actually this much going on. It's like it was a bit of an eye opener. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Will, what's some of your highlights, man?
I think my highlights is, this is my first job, being actually get into the market and stuff, and just having, hours that you can work in, which coming from a uni background, I'm not used to. So it's just great to, being able to really focus and get your job done. And just getting great feedback from my employer, which is always great.
That's amazing, man. Straight into the world of work. Welcome, Will.
Absolutely.
Now, I want to put this out to all three of you, right? Is there anything going into this that has surprised you? Phoebe, why don't we start with you?
Yes, there are so many things that surprise me. When you think of Lad Bible Group, you probably think it's just two guys at uni posting memes on social media. Lad Bible has 450 employees, and all of them are just so amazing, so dedicated, working so many hours to make Lad Bible great in so many ways. So that's something that really surprised me, the amount of effort and the amount of passion that goes into everything that's put online by Lad Bible. That was a real shock. And another thing that shocked me was just the amount of support I got from the Prince's Trust and from Lad Bible themselves. I've never felt so supportive in my life.
Yeah, wicked. Love that. Connor, what about you, man? Was there anything that surprised you?
It's so much. This is like my first job in actual healthcare, and it's like a dream come true. It's what I've wanted to be in for years and years and years. Even before I worked in hospitality, of working in a hotel, I wanted to work in healthcare, and I work in labs now. So that's a big jump.
That's
and
a massive jump. That's
so
a. You got the upgrade. You had the glow up there, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And do you enjoy it as well?
I absolutely love it. I couldn't fault anything about it. It's just incredible. But there's so many different types of specimens in different departments that it goes to. And you think it's people behind scenes when you're in science class. In high school, you're pipetting one sample, testing it with this liquid, testing it with that gas. It's not. There's so much more to do it. There's more computers to it. There's so much technology with the track. There's just learning about everything and getting the grasp around everything. Yeah.
So what's your actual role name, man?
It's
like
I work in biochemistry reception, so I'm booking in samples, spinning samples, separating blood and plasma, just doing so much that you actually don't realise, because we're at the start of the journey of saving someone's life. So you don't realise how incredible that actually truly is to say you are at the start of the journey and then you go back to at the end because you find the cure and remedy to help someone at the end of the day.
Man, I'm about to start chopping some onions. I promise you. I'm about to start tearing up. That honestly, it's motivational, man. And Phoebe, you said you worked at Lad Bible. So what's your exact title that you do over there?
I would say client, just Kickstarter, because I'm not afraid to call it that, because I am. My job is basically learning, but the department that I'm working in is called Client Solutions.
Yeah, amazing. And Will, where are you at?
I'm a research analyst for the Pets at Home group. So a lot of what my role is looking at research papers, market research, news articles, and turning pages and pages of information to 1 or 2 lines to be presented to the executives so they can know what's going on in the entire veterinary industry.
That's incredible. It's incredible. Working with pets, man. That's it's got to be very, very rewarding. Was there anything that surprised you?
The first time I was in the office, there were 2 dogs in there, just casually walking around the office and stuff with people. That was kind of a bit of a shock. Guess it makes sense for the company, but yeah, just having I was introduced to someone in the company, not by their name, but their dog's name, which was...
No! You just walk in and say hello to the dogs. Hello.
Yes,
you're right.
That was a bit surprising. Wasn't expecting that on my first day.
You say woof. Amazing. It's so interesting to hear. Thank you guys for that little bit of insight. Now, remember, you will receive an email this week with information on the best ways to access Kickstart jobs. We're also going to be hearing from Dominique at the Trust later in the show with what support you can get and the companies that actually have jobs live right now in this very moment. You do not want to miss that, obviously, if you're looking for a job. And still to come, Homebase and Anthony Joshua. But right now, we are going to dig a little deeper into what a Kickstart job could actually look like for you. Now, Phoebe, you have put together a behind the scenes of what your typical day looks like, right?
Yes, Tyler, that's right.
Let's have a little watch of that.
Hi, I'm Phoebe, and welcome to the day in the life at Lad Bible.
Check it out.
Phoebe, how was the filming the other day?
It was so good.
coming up is my favourite part of walking into London in the morning, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the view. Look at that! So here's the kitchen, my favourite, the big jar of Nutella. And in the morning when you come in, sometimes I get cereal. And here is our filming studio. This is where we do some of our original shows. Here's our little gaming couch.
Right, and that's your job.
Yes.
That's mental. That's like you're fed, you're looked after. You got a little gaming station in case you ever want. You got the nice little walk in. That's incredible. What an amazing team to be a part of. It must be wicked over there. You enjoy it, right?
Oh, 10 out of 10. Just the
Oh,
best
amazing.
experience of my life, really.
So good to hear. Now, Phoebe, what the people that you're working with, is that an important part of making the job enjoyable for you?
Crucial. Business culture and environment is it's so important. At the end of the day, what makes a business is people. And what I found at Lad Bible and at the Princess Trust is everyone is so good at communicating. And even though I'm a Kickstarter and I'm right at the bottom of the chain, everyone is so humble and so kind and takes the time to answer all my annoying questions and, always introducing themselves, offering to go for lunch. And those are all the things that make such a difference. And, I really hope I get to stay after the 6 months because it's just such a fantastic environment to be a part of.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned there asking questions and everything like that and just learning as much as possible. And that is so vital, right?
It is. The 2 bits of advice I got when starting at Lad Bible was 1, get to know as many people as you possibly can. Make connections. That's so crucial. And 2, ask questions all the time. Yeah.
Facts. That's some absolute gems there. And also, you locked on right now. There's a comment section right there. Ask away. Ask as many questions. We're going to get to those in a little bit. Now, we heard there what it's like working at Lad Bible. Now, what's a typical Kickstart day look like at Pets at Home, Will?
I have the joys of being able to work at home quite a lot. So it's, working through whatever sort of projects that I'm on right now. So the past couple of days, I've been looking at the prospects of home delivery, something that the group haven't really done before. So it's just researching who's already out there, what can be done. But every day is very different. It's all compiling reports for the first level before even the projects begin.
Now, it also sounds because we've been going through a crazy time, all of us. Some people have been working from home. Some people have been key workers. Some people have been going back and forth. It's different, but it kind of seems like you need to be on your toes and be able to adapt.
Definitely, yeah. So we've got all the great support from the IT and stuff, so we can all work from home. But one of the support offices is pretty close to where I live as well, so I can always walk into the office if I'm needed for a short notice meeting. So it's been good to kind of have that mix of both working from home and going to the office to meet people and stuff. Although, as our CEO himself said, that he's noticed that people tend to be less productive when they go into the office because all they do is just sit around and drink coffee the whole day, which is quite enjoyable.
There you go.
When your CEO is saying go to the office and drink some coffee on your day, it's pretty relaxed.
Exactly. Your focus is now at home. Now it sounds like you had so much support there. Speaking of which, Connor, your experience getting into Kickstart was a bit different. You did a course with the Trust first, right?
That's correct. Yeah, I did
a
week with them.
And how was that? How did it help you in your day to day?
Because it helps me so much because you don't just learn about actually the trust itself. You learn about the values and what actually it means to them and what the actual insight of what you need and the capability skills that you need to have to go forward and be in that role and be in that position of working in a hospital environment to help people. Because every day is different and every day you meet different people and they can be sort of different background, different beliefs, different religions. And not everyone's the same. Nobody is the same in that place. People got different colour hair. People have got different colour skin. It's incredible. How you can see from one person to the next, how incredible, and ages as well. There's so many
Yeah.
vast ages, because there's people who have retired and come back to us just because they miss us, and they want to do it as something called banks, which is voluntarily. So
Amazing. Yeah. So that, like, surrounding you, big up to the NHS as well, by the way. But it's like surrounding yourself, but like, and immersing yourself in that environment of people from all different ages, backgrounds. You learn a lot through that experience, right?
that's right, yeah, because not everyone was the same, and
Mm-hmm.
it makes you realize that everybody has their own uniques and their own beautiful ways of going about things, and it's incredible to see. It's unreal,
Yeah.
and it's a real eye opener. It's also a real ear opener as well, because you don't realize how people actually believe in you until you're actually in that place.
There you go, man. There you go. You got to take it in your stride. And also, and it's like the roundabout theme that I'm getting there from like all three of you is that going into this experience, you need to be open-minded and just take it as it comes, because it could be anything from going into an office and getting breakfast in the morning. It could be walking into dogs. It could be walking into people from completely different backgrounds and having like a really sort of moving part of your day, being part of your job. So yeah, kudos to you lot, man. It's amazing. Now, if you don't know, now you do. If you're unemployed or struggling with confidence, trust me, I was there when I was 14. I didn't used to talk to anybody. Now I talk to millions of people on the radio and on TV each week. Now there is help. Okay, there's even Kickstarters here at the KISS studios, which I never even knew about. They're just part of the family. That's it. That's it. They're part of the family here. And we promise that we've got your back. Okay, so look out for an email from the Trust this week. There is definitely help out there. Now we know that taking that first step is always the hardest. So what can you expect when you walk through the door at your local job centre? We're now going to go over to Simon, one of our amazing work coaches who are here to help.
My name's Simon from DWP, and I'm here to talk to you about the Kickstart scheme, what support you get with your application and ongoing. So, it's never been easier to apply for the Kickstart scheme. Our work coaches are here to help you every step of the way and match you to the career that suits you and your personality. We can talk about the skills you currently have and how they can be transferred into the new job, and we'll coach you through the application process. For a quick start interview, we'll talk you through what questions may come up and how you put your best foot forward. We'll give you the confidence to let your enthusiasm shine through, because for many employers, they're looking for attitude over skill. If a CV is required, our work coaches can help transform and brainstorm ideas with you for the content and identify skills from your everyday life that, with a tweak on the wording, can be used on your CV. An application will only ever be sent off with your 100% agreement. We will support you in any way you need to get the application to the recruiter on time. We can set up a schedule for when you receive the job advert to help plan what we need to do and when we need to do it. This can be done over the telephone and on email or face-to-face, depending on what your preference is. Once your application is sent off, our support does not end there. We will be there to provide practical advice, such as ensuring you know the date and time of your interview. If you also need money to get your interview ready for things like clothes or travel costs, we can provide that. Before your application, we have training tailored to the scheme through partnership organisations to give you the best preparation. Once you begin the job, your personal work coach will stay in touch to ensure that you're enjoying the role, whether you have any concerns and that the job is matching up to all your expectations. Kickstart jobs are for 6 months, and during that time you'll be treated as an employee. This will give you a great insight into the world of work, from organising your time, travel and budgeting your money. The roles will enhance and build on any core skills you already have and help you discover new ones, but it will also give you the hands-on experience to perfect your newfound skills. Don't just believe my words. We have an anecdote from one of my claimants that I've worked with that's gone on to permanent employment post-Kickstart. So as a youth employability work coach, one of my customers is 5 months into his Kickstart job. He joined a hydraulic engineering company with an older workforce who were completely IT illiterate and no online presence for the company. He is responsible for their social media and marketing and had to learn a lot on the job, but he's enjoyed the challenge and is now even training his colleagues. He's had his challenges, and it hasn't always been the easiest, bringing in new ideas and forward-thinking approaches. He's overcome this and is really happy to be staying there. He'll be taken on into a full-time role in a month's time and a career to look forward to modernising the company. Thank you very much for your time.
Simon Says, you know, we all need a Simon in our lives. Sounds like he's just really, I feel more organized after just watching that clip as well. It's an amazing amount of support. It must have made a massive difference in the process and made it so much easier for you guys. Phoebe, did it help you?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it made such a huge difference. 10 out of 10.
Straight out, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. I mean, Will, what was your experience like working with your work coach to find your current role?
The support for Kickstart with my coach was great. Like before Kickstart, I'd be lucky to even hear back with a decline for an interview after applying for a job. But through the Kickstart process, there was a lot more support. I'd actually get feedback from interviews and stuff, and it was just a lot more progress than just, you know, it felt like I was just throwing out my CV into nothing. But it was great to, you know, land this role and get the support through that.
Yeah. Now, I guess every role is different. Simon mentioned there, employers, you know, looking for attitude over skill. Now, Connor, what special trait were your employers looking for from you and those that applied alongside you?
Well, they looked for basically commitment. Always be committed to your work and always show that you're willing to put effort into your work and show that you are very focused on making a change. And if something happens, it's happening that's not suited to you, make sure you ask others around you and you can work alongside them and they can help you out. So they give you a little bit of a push and a little bit of a boost.
Yeah, Will, was that a similar sort of mentality that you had to go in, that attitude over skill?
I think, yeah, definitely. I'd say, you know, the degree that I had doesn't really, when I tell people my role is, and I've got background in physics, they go, oh, why are you doing that role? And it's not always, you know, about the skills. It's about, you know, bringing a different point of view, bringing your attitude and just being positive, willing to get in and just sort of open and honest with how you feel. It's definitely what stood me in good stead.
Do you think, Phoebe, do you think like the sort of process that you've gone through getting the job over at Lad Bible will teach you if you was to go on to like any other roles, you'd feel much more confident in doing it?
Definitely. The thing that I really loved about Kickstart is that when I was doing the interviews, I wasn't scrutinized because I'm young and I don't have that much experience. So Lad Bible will give me that experience. And one day when I do go on to somewhere else, I've been through the whole interview process. I've learned a whole bunch of things. So we'll definitely, you know, each time you do something, especially if it's hard or challenging, the next time it gets easier.
That's an important point. A lot of us, right, like being young, trying to get into any employment role or anything, a lot of industries, you know, they want people with experience, but then they don't want to take the chance to give the experience to young people, like as you was just saying there, Phoebe. But I mean, there is an opportunity to do that. There are schemes like Kickstart to get into those roles. And I think that's very important. Anybody locked on, like, trust me, you can get the experience. It's just about being persistent, consistent as well, and giving that good attitude to going into any role and learning as much as possible. Now, Will, what sort of skills have you learned now through your Kickstart role that you think will help you on your career path, bro?
I'm a lot more confident just sort of reaching out and talking to people, you know, just happy to start talking to someone who, you know, the only similarity we have is we work in the same place, but just having that confidence to start a conversation, start networking, you know, find similarities and just being like open and friendly with people, you know, definitely goes a long way.
Yeah, amazing. And Connor, do you think that the skills that you've learned on your Kickstart role will help you on your journey?
Yeah, 100%. Like every step of the way, like everything that they've showed me and they've made me understand is amazing. Because at first I wasn't meant to be in the role I am now. I was meant to be an admin, and then the Kickstart actually and the people in the NCA and the NHS actually tailored what skills I had, and they basically turned around and said, "We'll put you in here because we'll help you build the skills that you need to be in this role," and show me a different path than I actually did before. So it's a completely new skill set and a completely new mindset. So it's definitely sort of let me many new sort of aspects as well.
Oh, that's amazing, man. So it like focused on sort of your weaker areas and built up the skill in areas that you didn't know, sort of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So then you was able to go through with it. That's incredible.
Deep end.
Right in the deep end. That's it's like the best way to go sometimes, man. It's the best way to learn. And Phoebe, with the skills that you've learned and you know the attitude now you have, would you say that it's changed going into your placement?
Yes, I've got more confidence now. Just like Will was saying before, that's such a huge thing. I think confidence is the main point that's changed since I've gone in, and also learning. This whole experience has just been completely, it's irreplaceable and invaluable.
It's incredible, man. Like I talk to, believe it or not, so I get mad nervous before I do my show on the radio every single day, and I talk to millions of people. But one of the biggest tips, because I always struggled with confidence as well, and one of the biggest tips that I've ever learned is to attack your fears daily. And the only time really that you're building that confidence is when you're outside of your comfort zone. And I promise you, anybody struggling with confidence or anything like now, Phoebe, Will, and Connor can testify against it. It's like as soon as you step outside of your comfort zone, as soon as you're there long enough, it then becomes comfortable. So I'll be absolutely fine. No, don't sweat it, don't overthink it. Just go and do it and have one of those why not moments. All right. Now listen, thank you all. Your questions still need to come in during the show. Keep commenting in that comment section. Ask any questions you can. We're going to get to those real soon. And if you head over to our website, there's details on the screen right now. I think that will pop up on the screen right now. Go over to the website. There's details on the amazing opportunities that we have live right now. Okay, there is jobs with Tesco, Boots, Homebase, Pets at Home, and loads more. Now, it is all changed. Panel, your shift is done for the meantime. All right, well done. Big up to you. We're going to say goodbye to our amazing panel of young people. Thank you so much, guys. And don't worry, Phoebe is going to stick around because you're going to help us a little bit later in the Q&A, right?
Sure am. See you there.
Amazing. Connor, pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
You.
Right, so we're going to be hearing from Homebase and the Prince's Trust in a minute. But in the meantime, it's not just us that thinks Kickstart is an amazing opportunity. This next person, listen, I taught him everything he knows. Okay, technically, some people could call me a world champion. All right, check out this next VT from someone you might just recognize.
What's happening, people? I hope you're all well. I just want to send a massive shout out to JD and Kickstart for their partnership, because they're about to provide thousands of opportunities for young people all across different communities. Kickstart is a great scheme. They're going to be providing, roughly from the ages around 16 to 24, people that want to get into work and gain experience, gain social skills, all different varieties of things that you need when you're entering the world of work. Knowledge is everything, and Kickstart will be providing these people with great opportunity to gain knowledge. So, JD will be offering 1,000 Kickstart roles. If this is of interest to you, which I hope it is, go down to your local communities, speak to the people at the job centre or your work coach, and they'll help you apply.
Scenes. Nice one, AJ. See you at training, mate. All jokes aside, I sound like a pug walking up the stairs. I don't know why I'm claiming it. Anyway, massive thank you to JD Sports for making that happen. We got some new faces joining us now. Big welcome to Opportunity Hour. Neil from Homebase and the fantastic Dominique from the Prince's Trust. How you feeling, guys?
Yeah, good, thank you. Nice to be here. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, pleasure.
Pretty good, pretty excited.
Yeah, Neil, give me a noise. How excited you are?
Way!
Give it away. Dominique, what about you?
Whoop, whoop.
You can tell it's almost the weekend. Amazing, right? Dominique, we're going to chat to you in a minute about all the support that the Trust offers when you're on Kickstart. But Neil, I'd love to come to you first, man. Why were Homebase so keen to get involved in Kickstart?
Yeah, there were a couple of reasons why, but as a company, we're always passionate about building a really great and inclusive team. And we saw this as a great opportunity to sort of accelerate that. Equally, as a company, we've got a proud history of offering support in our local community. So, in the past, we've gone out and partnered with local community groups and helped to refurbish old buildings, gardens for hospitals, etc. Obviously, we couldn't do that through the pandemic. And we saw this as another opportunity to be able to do that by supporting young people in communities who are looking for work to get into work. So we're just really, really excited to be a part of that journey.
Did you find it like going out into the communities and that? Did you feel like it was like building up the rep of Homebase and actually like explaining to young people there are opportunities within Homebase that you can come and do? Was you like quite inviting with that?
Yeah, I think we've got a brand that people recognise, so that sort of helped open the door, if you like. But like anything, there are lots of brands out there competing, And for us, it was more about giving back than it was about home base. So what we wanted to try and do was just create an environment that would be as accessible as possible for people to join us, and then obviously help them with their journeys going forward. So the sort of the language around Kickstart within our company genuinely has been around. It's not about us; it's about them. It is about supporting these young people. And I personally briefed all of the store managers who were involved in our Kickstart scheme. And that was my leading message. This is about giving back. This is about passing that opportunity forward to other people.
Mm-hmm. And did you find like a lot of the young people grabbing those opportunities with both hands?
Yeah, absolutely. We've had a really, really good uptake. But I think my passion has driven a lot of I've promoted it as much as I can do, the brand, the company, what we can do, what we can offer, and the kind of experience. I've tried to bring the kind of experience that people can expect, coming into Homebase. So I think all of that has just really helped to give us a really great start on this journey and get as many young people as possible. And we're still on our way through that journey with them. So, it's been a very, very good uptake so far. Very happy.
Brilliant. And what do you think the young people coming into Homebase through Kickstart have to offer?
Well, listen, if I think about myself when I first entered into the workplace, what we're hearing and what we're seeing is really enthusiastic, passionate people, loads of great ideas, and just bringing in a more diverse and inclusive mindset as well. And I'll tell you what I do like is that they're not scared to challenge the status quo. We've been around as a business for a very long time, and we've got a lot of people who've been really great length of service, and that's really important in a business. But we also need people who will come in, shake things up, and help us move towards the future. And we're finding that we're getting so much good feedback from our customers and from our store managers about the Kickstart scheme, more so than I expected. So again, that's been really positive.
Sounds like Homebase are switching up the game, man. No, it's really, really good to hear. And a lot of young people, I mean, they can resonate with the fact that, some employers want people with experience, but then there's not the opportunities out there for them to get the experience. Like, how do you feel about that?
Listen, again, I never forget, my start. I didn't have experience coming into the workplace. And when I shared with you that I, made that personal commitment to engage all of the store managers, on this journey, that was the overriding message. This is not about bringing in on, normally when we go to the workplace to try and recruit people, we are looking for experience and skills and all that kind of stuff. So I've had to do, a bit of a mindset change with the team to go, look, this is not about us, it's about them. You're going to get people who haven't got a job. I need you to see beyond that and look for the personality and what they can bring to the role. And even if they're not we're not looking for the finished article. We are looking for people that we can help to finish. That is what's really important about this. And I've been really, really clear and passionate about that message. And listen, I was pushing on an open door, to be honest. The response back from the team has been really, really positive. And even during the interview process, I've had people calling me up and going, Neil, I've interviewed this person. They're a bit shy, but I really think I should take a point. What do you, and I'm going, look, that's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for people where we've got to give them that final bit of polish, that little bit extra to help make them the finished article. So it's just been a great journey.
Yeah, bringing them in, supporting them, and helping them grow as well. It sounds like a really important part of the process, man. Now you're recruiting for new Kickstart jobs soon. Why should the guys want to join Homebase? Like, what makes you so special?
I think as a business, we're really proud of the culture that we've got. We talk very much about family. We want to build and continue to build an inclusive environment that we can all be proud of. I think if you want to join something like this, you want to make sure that you get what you want out of it. And we've really worked hard to help young people to get the skills that they want. We want to keep as many of these people as we can be. I'll be honest with you, we do. But if we can't, we want to take comfort from the fact that we've done our best to equip them for something, permanent elsewhere. That's our deal with them. Join Homebase. We will make you feel part of the family from day one. We will support you along the way, and we will try to give you a permanent career here. But if we can't, we guarantee you will have the skills to get a permanent career somewhere else.
Yeah, the skills and the tools that they might need to go that extra mile. What would be the biggest tip for somebody, if somebody might be locked on right now thinking, oh yeah, I really want to join Homebase through the Kickstart scheme? What would be your biggest tips?
Listen, the biggest tip is you've got to do something. Quite often in the jobs market, especially as it is today, it can be quite a negative environment, and that can really sap people's confidence and their energy. And we kind of need them to keep going. We need them to push through that. So that'll be my first thing: is just keep trying, and then just be authentic. What can stop people from making it through the selection process is just overthinking things. And what that stops is a natural personality from coming through. So what we ideally want to do is put people into a relaxed state so that they can just show, who they are as an individual. That's kind of what we're looking for. When we talk about family, you don't sit around with your family at home and mind your P's and Q's. When you're at home with your family, you're relaxed, you say it as it is. And that is exactly what the culture is that we've got. We're really proud of it. We want to protect it, and we want to bring people in to enhance that. So be authentic, be genuine. And do you know what? If that's not right for that employer, then so be it. That could be their loss. And it's better for you to go somewhere else and where someone does want your personality, because then you get the ideal fit, and that would just work for both of you.
Exactly. The only thing that makes you is you. So just be yourself, and remember also then that you can have all of those no's, but the one yes can really change your pace and direction, man. Oh, that's wicked. All right, Neil, so you're gonna stick around for the Q&A. So don't go anywhere. So I want to bring in right now Dominique. Thanks so much for joining us today. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, welcome. Right. So before we hear about the courses at the Princess Trust, tell us a little bit about what the Princess Trust is doing to make Kickstart work so well for young people.
Okay, so where do I start? So this is what I do every single day, and I'm so passionate about Kickstart because it has given so many young people such good opportunities. And it is like, be authentic, be yourself, learn the skills, learn the things that you need to move forward. And we're really supporting young people from the very beginning of that placement all the way to the end. So at the beginning, we offer interview skills sessions. So making sure those young people are really prepped for that interview, that they feel supported and prepared. And like any questions you have prior to that interview, it's a great opportunity for you to ask them. So we can get those answers in there so you feel really prepared, really ready to get that interview tip top. During the placement, we have 8 3-hour employability sessions. So we're learning things from how to stay safe online. We've got interview skills. We've got CV building, like everything you could possibly know about employability. And it's like jam-packed. And the young people leave feeling so supported. And the feedback that we've got is that it is really helping. So I'm really positive that it would make a good difference to the people online today. You also have a mentor, which could be me. It could be one of my colleagues supporting in a one-to-one session. And this happens 6 times during their Kickstart placement, where we get half an hour session just to chat through any worries, concerns, maybe support something that's happened in one of those employability sessions, go through the CV, talk about confidence. We're setting goals. We're making sure that placement from the beginning to the end is supported really wholly, and making sure that they feel comfortable and that they have set those goals. So at the end of the placement, they feel, I've achieved this, like I'm awesome. And the young people that we have got on these programs are awesome. So it's just about getting more awesomeness in the Princess Trust, supporting into these employers. So there's just awesome people running around in all these placements. So yeah, Kickstart is amazing.
All right, Dominique, do your mic drop and just walk out now. That's it. It's wicked. No, there's so much going on, so much brilliant work happening as well.
Yeah.
And it's a really tough time out there right now. And Kickstart, we're well aware, it might not be right for everyone. Now, for those that don't know what the Princess Trust does, can you tell us about like what's on offer and what other help might be out there?
Of course, and it's not for everybody, and that's exactly what we offer at the Princess Trust, so many different options. So we've got things from like 4-day courses to 6-week courses to obviously Kickstart with 6 months. We've got Get Started programs, which are 1 to 2 weeks, and they help people with low confidence, and they could be more tailored into a theme. So it could be sport, arts and music, STEM. And they just really develop confidence and really help people develop skills through like practical activities instead of being maybe more written based. We've got Get Into programs, which are 3 to 4 week courses, and they help young people learn new skills and practical work experience in maybe a specific sector. They include the employability skills as well. So it's a shorter course than Kickstart. Another opportunity is the Development Award, this is amazing opportunity for those who are facing financial barriers. And there's £160 to £500 support that young people can apply for. And these can help with things like travel for the first month to work, PPE if needed at work, interview wear. They can also do courses level 1 to level 3. So if you didn't get that qualification at school, we can support with that. So that's amazing for those that need that financial support. We've got Enterprise. Again, this is great for those entrepreneurs who have a business idea, and we can help with funding and with business plans, and you get a really specific mentor for someone that knows their stuff within business. So that's great for someone who has a self-employed business idea. And then the last one I want to talk about today is Explore, and it's individually tailored to like personal development and really getting your skills across that are personal to you. So they're more structured than some of the other courses. So we've got things from like 4 days to 6 months. So there's something for everybody. And the mentors and the people that lead these courses are so good at tailoring it to you personally. It's not about us, it's about you, and making sure that it's specific to kind of your goals, your achievements, and just making sure that you leave that course feeling supported and just awesome.
It sounds like I've honestly gone to the pick and mix section at the cinema, and there's just like loads of different like little pockets of support going on there. There's a lot of help going on. Dominique, how can people get in touch and find out more?
So there is our website, and there is a live chat on that website. So if you don't want to pick up the phone and give us a call, there's a live chat on there. I can see the website's beautifully floating across the bottom of the screen. And just get in touch, reach out to one of us, and you'll have one of the people like me contact you and speak to you about any concerns you have, any ideas you want. Obviously, we've got the chat going this evening, so any questions you can fire in the Q&A, but just reach out, get in touch with us, and we'll be more than happy to help you along your journey. And the best thing to remember is you are in charge, you are in control of your future. So start today, take some time, go on that website, have a look at what's on offer, look at DWP, speak to your work coach, and that combined can really just help you set kind of the beginning of your future, as those young people have expressed. And yeah, I can't praise about it enough.
Yeah, amazing. Dominique, thank you so much. Right, that has been so helpful. We've had so much information into like the last 43 minutes that we've been on it. So I know loads of you locked on right now have questions. So many of them have come through in the chat as well. I'd like to introduce a couple of new-ish faces for our Q&A. Phoebe is back with us. We've also got our work coach Simon here to pick up your burning questions. Guys, are you there? Welcome back inside. Welcome.
Hello
yes.
there.
How you doing?
All good, thank you very much.
Yeah, like the backdrop.
Bless you. It's been a good event. I think it's been brilliant listening and hearing from everyone. So it's been brilliant.
Okay, amazing. Now there's been so many questions coming in. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Keep those flowing. Question 1 comes from Victoria. How do I get started finding a Kickstart job? What do I need to do?
So Simon, that one on?
Yeah, Simon, come over to you, man.
So Victoria, hello, good evening. So if you're on Universal Credit, what you should do is contact your work coach at your job centre. They will book you an appointment face-to-face, like I say, or by email or by phone, depending on how you want to have it done. They will go through everything with you. All the jobs have been searched on and safe and things like that for you. They'll discuss what sort of role you've got, about your personality, your CV, and basically put you in touch with any employer. We do have employers that go into job centres as well, so you can actually meet them on the day. We've had a big thing in Nottingham recently where they took on 12 on the same day.
Wow.
So talk to your work coach at the job centre, please. Journal message.
Yeah.
Let's start. Thank you.
We've got another question here. Question number 2 from Honor. How does Kickstart work? Is it local? Are there choices for placements? Dominique, should we go? Do you want to take that one?
Yeah, so there seems to be placements all over the country. Like I'm working with people in different areas of the country, so it is really accessible. So I'd say your best bet is to speak to your work coach, because they will be able to kind of tell you where those positions are placed. But yeah, they are completely nationwide, which is great because people can access it everywhere locally. So I don't know if Simon's got any more to add to that.
Yeah, it'll be local to you again. Contact your job centre. It's going to be on repeat that, but contact your job centre, and it'll be in your local area. So obviously for Nottingham, we have Nottingham jobs. It can be for up to 90 minutes of journey time as well. But of course, you need to talk to your work coach. If you're going to take something a bit long further out of your town or city, talk about fares and things like that to get to work. So we don't want you out of pocket.
Amazing. This one's from Paige. Now, Phoebe, you might be able to help out with this one. How long does the application process take from speaking to a work coach to start in a job?
Great question. So because of COVID, I couldn't work at my old job anymore, and I was applying for jobs for about 3 months, and I didn't hear anything back from anyone. I think, I'm young and I don't have that much experience. Then my wonderful work coach, Susie, told me about the Kickstart program, and from the day she told me about it to me getting the job at Lad Bible was 3 weeks. It was honestly so quick and efficient, and everyone was so kind to me along the way.
Quick fast, 3 weeks, didn't even sit down before it happened. All right, amazing. And this question is from Ruben. Neil, you might be able to help out, man. What opportunities are available and what type of contract is it? I know it might be specific over at Homebase.
Yeah, listen, I'll go through the specifics. So in Homebase, we've got 2 offerings, and they're both on the shop floor, and they're both to support our click and collect proposition. One gives a step up from the other one. So we've got an entry one where someone may not have any work experience. So that is not, I wouldn't call it a junior role, but it's an easier, accessible role. And then there's people who have got more experience. We've got another role which puts in an extra layer of interactivity and problem solving with our customers. So that's basically what we're offering from a home-based perspective. But the scheme covers every industry, and as we've already said on here, it's nationwide. So, from a selfish perspective, it would be great if everybody wanted to join Homebase. But I'm aware that obviously, like a pick and mix, it's not going to be for everybody. So just find the right fit for yourself. Sorry, Tyler, was there another part to that question?
No. What type of contract is it? Well, what type of contract is available? But you kind of
So it's a 6 months. It's a 6 month placement, and then hopefully that can lead on to something else for the young people joining us or other people.
Yeah, Neil, you tapped on like different kinds of the industry there, and Simon, I guess this can come back to you. Is like, what kind of sectors does Kickstart cater to?
Every kind of sector, from care. There are even jobs at football clubs. Obviously not on the pitch, but there are jobs at football clubs. Pick and collect, like at Homebase. There's shop assistants. It's all sorts. Like you said earlier, it's a cinema pick and mix. So you'll talk to your work coach and say, "Oh, I'd really like to turn my hand at that," or "I've thought about that. I'm not too sure," and they can match you with your personality. Kickstart will give you the confidence, like Phoebe touched on earlier. You think you know everything, but you're learning every day. Every day's a school day on Kickstart. It is 25 hours a week as well, just to touch on the type of contract as well. But everything you can think of, there are jobs, as long as it's legal.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I guess this kind of answers this question from Aaliyah as well. She says, are there Kickstart jobs within the arts industry, such as music, acting and radio? Is that
There are. Obviously, it's different to each region, each district, each town, because it depends if places are on board, like Kiss FM are on board, but not
necessarily. Yes, we are.
Everyone, yes, go on. They're not necessarily everyone else is on board. So, again, talk to your work coach and see what's out there.
Yeah, amazing. Right, now this one's come from Jake saying, do people with learning disabilities or hidden disabilities, can they still apply for a Kickstart scheme? He has autism and needs support every now and then. Does he still get a chance in getting one?
Definitely. Sorry to jump in. Definitely. And when we say we have employers into job centres, we have the last hour as a quiet hour. and the lights are taken into consideration. Obviously, the blue paper for some people as well. So we're a disability-friendly organisation, DWP, and we kind of insist that our employers are as well. So everything's checked for you. We have a disability employer advisors in every job centre that can go through everything. They can take risk assessments. I mean, all the employers are risk assessed anyway. So yeah, definitely don't let anything that you think may stop you. They're out there for everyone, and it's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, Dominique, you were nodding quite a bit there. You agree the support's there, right?
Oh my goodness, yes. There is no barrier to learning, I think, anyway. And even if you have got a learning disability or a hidden disability, there is support there. I mean, I'm dyslexic, and I have never in the Prince's Trust felt that that is a barrier to me, or I'm less able to do my job. So whatever learning difficulty you have, or any sort of SEN, we're here to support you. That doesn't mean that you're not capable. It doesn't mean that you're not able to meet those targets. So never ever see that as a barrier. It's just an additional thing that you're amazing at, and you'll be able to rock at certain things that other people can't. So use it as a skill to better yourself, and like, how amazing. And thank you for sharing that today with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Right now, this question's coming from Umar. Says, how can I find out about what jobs are available in my location? I think something you touched on this earlier about going to your local job centre, right?
Yeah, I might have mentioned that before. Go to your local job centre. There's also a website called Job Help. If you put in your location, how many miles you want to travel, you can get it from there. Obviously, jobs are all local to your job centre, and your work coach will help you with it. And don't forget, if you want interview clothes, tap us up as well. There's flexible support funds that can help pay for your shirt, your tie. Obviously, it's not going to be Gucci or Boss, but, TK Maxx or somewhere like that.
Exactly. Phoebe, you might be able to help with this one. This from Hamza, saying, how do I know what job is right for me? Now, you've been in Hamza's position.
Yeah, this is the golden question, because as soon as you finish high school, there is this pressure, this incredible amount of pressure to know exactly what you want to do, and then to go to uni and do that and spend all that money and all those years studying that and then go straight into a job. It doesn't work like that. I still don't know what I want to do. And that's what I really love about this program with Kickstart, is because it's for 6 months. And, it gives me a really good chance to have a taste at, maybe working at Lad Bible is going to unlock some kind of passion for me. And something that I would recommend is, if you do start doing a Kickstart placement somewhere for 6 months, ask your manager if you can go into different departments, even if that's for a day or if it's for a week, because that helps you see, maybe you have a passion in sort of a creative department, a data-led department. So that's why the Kickstart scheme is so great, is because it helps you learn what's good for you. And I already feel like I'm on that journey, because I had no idea before, and now I'm starting to get a clear picture, and I hope that helps.
Yeah, you got to jump in and try it, and before it becomes clear. And also, it's the people you're meeting along the way. You never know what sort of industry they're in and where it can link into. Networking is key. So yeah. Amazing. Thanks, Phoebe. Now this one's coming from Uncle Larry at 7:30. I got universal credit, but got the limited capability for work and work-related activities. Can I apply for the Kickstart scheme? I'm 17 years old, from Wales. Simon, can he?
Yeah, listen, Larry, we're not going to discount anyone to go for Kickstart. What I would suggest you do is talk to a disability employment advisor in your job centre. So send a journal message. We'll organise a phone call to you with a disability employment advisor. We want all eligible young people to get the chance of going for it, really. I mean, it's very, very good for yourselves, confidence building and stuff like that. We can include access to work, where we can look at reasonable adjustments as well if you need those to get so you can actually taxis to the job. Say if you're going on public transport, have they got ramps to get you into the building, lifts, disabled toilets? So yeah, please go for it.
Amazing. Dominique, this question probably for you. And it's from Natalie, saying, what type of support can young people get from employers on Kickstart?
Good question. Okay, so a lot of employers are taking the opportunity to do the buddy training that we offer. So that means that the employer is attending training with someone like myself, and we talk them through how they can support that young person. So we talk through certain methods that we're using for them to goal set. We talk through things that they're doing on their program, how they can approach a young person to kind of support them. If they need any extra support, like if you need extra support, ask for it. There's like no shame in asking for that at all. And the employer, that buddy, can help you to do that. So the employers are being really, it's been really successful within the support young people are getting in the employer. And I'm sure Phoebe would be able to second that.
Definitely.
Yeah. You got Phoebe. Amazing. Right now, this one is a really big question, Simon. Hey, I'll be honest, the pressure's on with this one. It's from Niddy, saying, "Will Kickstart help me get a permanent job?"
Niddy, like my anecdote in the video, the young lad's basically running the company now and teaching everyone how to turn a computer on and use a mouse. So it can work like that. It's all about application and taking an interest, you know, finding out about the company and stuff like that. And if you aren't taken on by the company at the end of 6 months, it's something on your CV that you haven't got already. You know, and it's built up your skills and it's transferable skills. Even if you decide after that 6 months not to stay in that particular sector, your work coach will book an appointment 4 months into your Kickstart and ask you how it's going, what you think your plans are for the future, get your CV knocked up for you, and discuss what other options you got. So you've got more chance of getting a permanent job going through Kickstart, I think, than not.
Yeah, Neil, you said that, you know, it was a main aim. It was a big aim behind Homebase, like an ideal world to have them, keep them on and keep them going into a permanent role, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, if I just look at it purely from a business point of view, you bring in young people into your company, you're spending time to support them and train them. You wouldn't want to release them unless you had no other choice. So that would be number one. Even if, you know, we were operating from a purely business point of view, we just make good business sense that you'd want to retain those employees that you've already invested in. But secondly, I think what's really important with that question as well is that you've got to think, one, if you didn't do it, all that experience you wouldn't have. So therefore you wouldn't have that skill set, those extra experiences that would help you find permanent work. So even if as a business we can't retain you, the mission has got to be to give you the skills to get it elsewhere. So I would just suggest absolutely go in with the mindset that you're going to give it your best shot, and that will absolutely dial up your chances of being, retained on a permanent basis in that business. But if not, you'd be walking high and straight into something else in no time. You've got to focus on what you can do and what you can bring to it, as opposed to if there's going to be a guarantee at the end of it, because that can limit your potential. And I think this is giving you a wide open door to absolutely just be you and be the best you can be, and people will see that and respond to it.
Yeah, amazing. Neil just had a nice comment there from Chantel saying, Homebase is a lovely store. Highly recommend it. Yeah.
Chantel, thank you. I agree.
Yeah. You can stop typing off camera now, mate. Yeah.
Tyler, I'm not that skilled. I'm not that skilled.
Chantel's mum. It's all right. It's fine. This question is coming from Joel as well. It says, what CV or interview skills help can I get? Any advice on how to pass the application stage of a job? Yeah, it's a bit daunting, Dominique, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, anything unknown is. Today's daunting for all of us. Anything that's different to your normal daily tasks is troublesome in some circumstances. So yeah, I mean, I'd say do it. You're awesome. You've got skills to share. Put that application in, and then we will support you with that interview and make sure you're ready for people like Neil to interview you and get you into this scheme. As you can see from like what Neil's saying, every employer is so infused in getting young people like yourself, Joel, to these positions. So people want you to succeed. They don't want you to fail. So yeah, I would just say we'll support you. You'll get the support from the job centre. And then when you actually get to the interview, the employer is going to support you as well. So It's just a whole lot of support all the way from the beginning to the end and after.
Yeah, the application process is daunting. So just ask questions as well, and just grab onto all that support if you need it, man. Yeah, roll through with it. Chantel's actually dropped a question now and says, can you have multiple placements after the 6 months is up at the other, Simon?
Yes, yeah, you can. So, like I say, you've got that 4-month appointment with your work coach. If you decide that it's not the placement for you, or you're not going to get offered a permanent placement, we can have one lined up straight away afterwards. We wouldn't have multiple ones at the same time because obviously it could conflict with the hours you're doing at your initial one. You think about 2 jobs at home pace.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, Neil, this question's come in from Adam and says, do you help with confidence boosters and what to do or say during a job interview?
So, from our point of view, we've partnered with the Prince's Trust anyway, who support with pre-interview skills. So that helps settle the nerves more than anything, which is a big confidence booster in itself. I can't speak for what other employers have done, but we simplified our recruitment process. So we altered our interview documentation. So it focused more on personality than it did on experience. So we wanted really simple, straightforward questions that would allow people to just be able to talk about their life experiences and try and get through. So that's kind of, what we've done to try and help our end as an employer to make that process as easy as possible. We do have to put something there to make sure that, the fit is right. But we wanted to make it as accessible and easy as possible for everybody. So, like I said, we took our existing material as a starting point, and then we rewrote it specifically for the Kickstart scheme to help people through that hurdle, which it is a daunting hurdle for anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Massive shout out to everybody sending in their questions and comments at the moment as well. We do have an expert team also answering, because I doubt we're going to be able to get through all of them, but we do have an expert team answering and replying to those as well as we move along. This question's coming from Hoden, and it's going to go to like all of you, but Phoebe, I guess if we start with yourself, because you were kind of in this position, this comes from Hoden saying, what's the best advice or tip you have for people currently applying for jobs during this pandemic?
Also another great question. And for anyone who is doing that at the moment, I have sympathy for you because it can be really difficult at times. My main advice would be keep in mind when you're sitting at the table, desk, applying for jobs, is it's all about giving yourself opportunities, or please excuse the cheesy analogy, but it's all about opening doors for yourself. So just try and keep in that mindset of, how can I score myself another opportunity? How can I open a door for myself? And you just want to line up as many doors as possible. And the great thing about the Prince's Trust is it's the biggest door of them all, and it just links you to so much more other opportunities.
Yeah, amazing. Dominique, has that been the same like throughout the pandemic? Have you seen a change?
Yeah, I think we have seen a change. I think everyone's seen various changes that have happened, especially with employment, but the accessibility that this offers people, there's positions from home, there's positions in store or in office, is a variety depending on circumstance, depending on role, and all of our employability sessions are online. So, I mean, I work from home all the time, so it's great for me with the whole COVID issue. It's been fine. And it's just then accessible, like I say, for young people, because if their roles from home, this is still, I'm talking to people from all over the country. They're not just in my local area. So yeah, I think accessibility is the vital part of this and how we've kind of overcome COVID, because this is obviously to support COVID and what's happened. So yeah, rocking that accessibility.
Yeah, Neil, did it change in the ways that people were applying for jobs over at home base, the pandemic?
Yeah. So I think the most obvious way is that we're used to having a real face-to-face system of interviewing. So we had to modify that, obviously, with the pandemic, and then go to an approach which was, which was virtual in a lot of cases. And then also, Simon mentioned it earlier about going into the job centres. So they supported us in many cases across the country, really, to do that in a safe way. And then if I can just answer the bit about the tip as well, because there's another tip really I think is really crucial to people. Just don't take it personally, because it's going to feel personal when you're making those applications, but it really isn't. So and see every opportunity that you didn't get as being one step closer to the one that is going to be the right one for you, because there will be that right one. So I'd really just bear that in mind throughout the whole of the process, and you absolutely get something that works for you, as Phoebe has attested to many times about that Bible.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also worth bearing in mind as well, like working throughout a pandemic as well is very, very difficult. Like you're having to adapt, you're having to do things that you wouldn't normally do. So if you think of it as that, like that's the extreme hard part of it. And then actually when you come out of the pandemic and you're back in the normal type of role, then you're in a sense you've been through something that even employees that have been at the company for years have never ever been through. Do you know what I mean? Ever all those employees that have been there for ages, there's some experience that you've been through that you can never really grasp. So it's good. It's good. We're moving. Now, Dominique, there are some upcoming opportunities with employer partners, right?
Oh my goodness, I have such a list in front of me. So we will publish these, but I'm going to go through a couple now just to kind of give you a brief idea. So we've got Tesco's, Boots, Pets at Home and Homebase are currently recruiting throughout the UK with jobs starting September and October. So get those applications in, speak to your Simon in your life and get those on a roll. We've got JD Sports Group, and there's hundreds of Kickstart vacancies within retail across JD Sports, Millets, Go Outdoors, and so many more in October and November. There's positions at Fat Base, Edwardian Hotels, Ocado, Morrison's, Lad Bible. There's Go Ape, which I think is amazing, N Brown and AXA Noble, and they're just some. So I would urge you straight after this, get on your journal, on your Universal Credit portal, and speak to your Simon in your life.
Well excited about all of them coming up as well. That's amazing, man. And there are some, I've got some questions that have come in as well. Thank you. The questions are, Tyler, what paths are best for getting into creative direction when you aren't specifically a photographer or stylist? This is like, I mean, it's $1 million question. Like the best path is your path. There's not a sort of A to B route to get into any industry, especially in the creative industry. Like when it comes to photography and styling, there isn't any route. The best bit of advice of what I could give is just going out and doing it. Like it's one of those ones where your work and your passion for it speaks for itself. Like there's a quote that I've always followed, and it's like, if you wait at the barbershop long enough, you're gonna get a haircut. And it's true. Like you're there, like you carry on, you keep up that consistency, you keep up that passion, and you keep following through with it. I mean, I did have a high top before, and then I've chopped it off, so I don't need to go as regularly now, but I do get the haircut. You know what I mean? Going off topic, but anyway, being a photographer, being a stylist, all of those skill sets right there are really just learnt by practice. You know, educating yourself. We've got like things like YouTube videos. There's also people that you can now DM on Instagram and just ask for a bit of advice. My DMs are always open. Like any presenters that are ever trying to get into this industry, I'm always so open to help. And also, there's also, again, we've got a Kickstart scheme here at KISS. And that, so there are the incredible opportunities. And as Phoebe says, the doors are open. So hopefully that bit of advice there helps. And there's another question here saying, how does one go about landing a job in the radio industry and media? Would you say radio is the best way to become a presenter? You know what? I started on children's television. I started on CBBC when I was 18, and I'd never done any radio, any TV before. And it is literally just about being persistent. And I grabbed a camera from my sixth form, went out and I interviewed my mate as if he was a music artist, and built up a show reel and just ticked the boxes of what it was like. So people actually in the industry. So if you just go out there and, you know, you prep yourself with a professional looking profile, you know, you tick those boxes there, you get a good show reel on your shoulders that you can go out and make yourself, hire a camera, borrow a mate's, use an iPhone, start up a TikTok, whatever it may be. There are so many different routes into the industry. And being a presenter in specific, I think, again, it's what I said on my previous point. It's going out there and just doing it. Go out on the street and interview someone, ask them if they want to do a quick interview. Start up a YouTube series, start up an Instagram series, whatever it is. Just get your face either on camera or your voice on radio. I mean, before I started radio, I'd never worked in radio before. I'd never done a demo. I started up a podcast from my bedroom, pitched that to a production company, and then before you know it, Kiss had heard that on the iTunes chart, and here I am now talking to you 2 years down the line. Like, there's so many different routes in, and I could ask, you know, Els the Witch, she's a presenter in the other studio there. I could ask her how she got in. She started gaming on YouTube. Like, there's no specific route. It just depends on how willing you are and how determined you are to get there. 100% you've got the skill set, and what makes you is you. Like, that's your biggest asset. So just use it to any way impossible you can. I'm gonna get a drink of water now. No joking. So that kind of sums up the Q&A this evening. It's been a wild hour and 10 minutes that we've been sat on here. I hope you feel informed, inspired, ready to take your next step. It don't matter where you're from, what your upbringing is, how your past has been, what your circumstances are. Your road to your future is absolutely beneath your feet. You just need to run on it now. And all these amazing people that have joined me tonight have hopefully given you some of those tools and giving you some of those openings that you need. So any other people that you have heard from today, absolutely you can reach out. The DMs are open. Message. You might need to wait a little bit from Anthony Joshua. I don't think he's going to reply that quickly. He might be busy training, you know. But yeah, the DMs are open, and the Princess Trust as well, always on hand. So we've heard so many inspiring stories today. All right, we've heard from our amazing panel as well, and how they've received help from Kickstart and the Princess Trust. Phoebe, you told us all about Lad Bible. You know, you shared what it's like a day in the life of a Kickstarter. You've got a work coach, Simon, you shared some insights into just how easy it is to land a Kickstart job. And then, of course, Anthony Joshua coming through and sharing a little bit of inspiration for those of you who needed it. I think I'm going to walk home rather than getting the bus home. Put it that way. But thank you to everyone for joining into this live stream today. To DWP, Homebase, Pets at Home, Lab Bible, AJ, and Dominique from the Princess Trust. You've all been absolutely amazing. Big up to our panels, everybody behind the scenes as well that's made this all possible. This is not the end of your journey with Kickstart, without a doubt. Okay, the Princess Trust. As Dominique said, the trust will be emailing everyone in the days ahead with information on how to get in touch, so you can keep an eye out for it. So thank you so much again for locking into the live stream. I've been Tyler West. You can listen to my show 4 till 7 Monday to Friday on Kiss. You've been wicked for tuning in. Big up. Have a good evening. And good luck with everything. You got this. All right. Speak soon. Everybody now can just do that wave to camera. See you later, guys.
Bye.